Hey, what's up, guys? It's Chris from Advisor Evolved. Welcome back to the Insurance SEO video series. In this video, which is probably going to be a little bit longer of a video, we're going to go through the proper way to structure a blog article. We're also going to be using an AI tool called Claude, which is similar to ChatGPT, to just kind of save us some time, speed up the process here so that this video isn't super duper long. So let's take a look at the screen here. What we're going to do is just kind of jump right into this. I've gone ahead and used Claude to create a dummy blog article. The prompt that I gave it, as you can see here, is I need to create a blog article for my website where the main keyword will be best insurance companies in Pennsylvania. The blog article should be at least 1,500 words long and use proper structure with H2, H3, H4 headings where necessary. Please include LSI keywords where necessary. LSI keywords are basically variation keywords of the main keyword, best insurance companies in Pennsylvania. So Claude spit out a pretty decent starting point for us. And for anybody that's using AI to create blogs, that's one of the biggest use cases for AI in the insurance industry, is creating long form written content like blogs and maybe product pages. The one thing to keep in mind is that you never want to just copy and paste what an AI tool spits out into your website. You want to make sure that you proofread it thoroughly to make sure that there are no inaccuracies, because AI, surprise, is not perfect. It actually can return some very strange results at times. So it's very important to proofread the content before moving it over to your website. So again, to speed things up, I used Claude. You could use ChatGPT. You could use, there's a lot of different AI tools now that will help you create a pretty decent starting point for a blog post. So what I've done is I've copied this content over into a dummy site or a demo site that I frequently use to do things like this, tutorials and videos about how to do things. I've pasted this into this post inside of a WordPress install. And the first couple of things that I want to go through here with you, the one thing to understand is that people's attention spans are very low. People are not consuming written content the same way that they did 10 years ago. They're actually skimming content. So structurally, your blog article needs to, number one, use proper headings. So you're going to have your main H1 title tag, which is going to be the title of the blog post. That's going to be your main H1 heading. Then throughout the post, you're going to want to make sure that you break up the content where you see fit with different headings. So in particular, you're going to use H2 and H3 headings. So you can see main H1, you don't want to have another H1 on the page. Once you put in your title, you're not going to use another H1. You're going to use H2s and H3s. So let's just skim through this real quick, and we're going to go back in detail and look at a couple of other things here. But you can see I have an H2, I have a video, I have some bullet points, I have another H2, then I have H3s and H4s. So structurally, there is a hierarchy of how you create content within a blog post or a product page like this. It's important, and it does help the search engine sort of understand the context and what the important parts of the content are. The other thing is that headings can help the search engine understand more about what the topic of the article is. So you can see from a keyword perspective, our main keyword is best insurance companies in Pennsylvania. So that keyword is definitely needs to be in your main post title, but you're going to want to make sure that you also mix it in to the H2s throughout the content. And then LSI keywords. Again, an LSI keyword to best insurance companies in Pennsylvania could be something like top Pennsylvania insurance companies. It's simply another version of the main keyword. So that's a quick run through of headings. So H1, H2s, H3s, right? You don't want to have all paragraph text down the page, right? That's not something that people are going to want to read because it looks exhausting. They want to be able to skim and see the important features, the important bullet points within the content without really having to commit to a really long form article, right? Also keep in mind, if you're blogging about insurance, just by nature, not the sexiest topic that people are dying to read about. So you want to make it easy on the eyes, easy to skim. And you can see also that I've included a video at the towards the very top of the content. This is sort of a psychological trick, but also from an SEO perspective, it's great to put video inside of your blog post. As a matter of fact, I would not recommend creating a blog post unless you have a video to accompany that post. So we have a video here in our series, or we'll have a video in our series about getting started with video content. If you're an Advisor Evolve client, we actually did a live webinar about this, which I posted the replay in our private members only Facebook group. So if you're a client, you can find the replay to that video, how to get started with video in your agency, in our Facebook group. But video is such a big component to conversions, and it's also huge when it comes to search engine optimization. In particular, in a very competitive industry like insurance, where you have tens of thousands of websites that are all trying to compete for the same exact keywords. Video can really set your content apart, and it helps the visitor or the viewer consume the content easier and quicker, which ultimately at the end of the day, what good is the content if it's not resonating with the person who is consuming it? So you'll notice that we have a video higher up, and that also starts the process of the person scrolling down the content, right? They see that there's a video shortly below the post. There's a starter paragraph, an intro paragraph, and then we go right into the video. I've seen people put videos in their blogs, but they're at the very bottom of the post, or they're in the middle of the post. You want to have the video up higher on the post. If for some reason you do not have a video to use, replace it with an image. You want to have what we call multi-sensory content, right? If you're writing blogs and they're just a big wall of text, people are not going to read it. There needs to be other forms of content embedded within that blog, video, images, etc. So as we scan down this blog, again, you could see here's my LSI keyword, right, which is an H2. And you can see there the article starts listing different insurance carriers, some of which are independent, some of which are not. Don't hate me for that. But you can see bullet points, key features, pros, cons. This is got to take it with a grain of salt because it was generated by AI. This is probably not exactly how I would structure or write this post, but nevertheless, again, it's a dummy or demo post. Here's another image. Again, maybe not super relevant to State Farm, but really just showing you where you would want to have image placement within the post. As we scroll down, again, some more text. We're breaking it up again with another image. And then as we get towards the bottom of the post, we have some more text. You could probably make the argument there should be another image or two in here as well. But then at the bottom, we have a call to action. So very important to have a call to action within the post. At very minimum, you want to have it at the very bottom of the post. On a lot of our client websites, we have a call to action box that's floating in the sidebar. So as the person is scanning through the blog, they're seeing that call to action kind of follow them down the page. And there's other ways too to get calls to action inside of your blog, depending on what platform your website is on. We build all of our websites on top of WordPress. It's very, very simple to include different elements within your post. You literally just put your cursor where you want to add that content. And I'm going to click on this little plus symbol, and I'm going to click Browse All. And over here on the left, I have a lot of different options. I can add in another heading. I can add in a block quote. I can actually add in tables, images, image galleries. I could add files, videos, buttons, separators. There is a lot of different elements within WordPress that allows you to really dress up your content very quickly and very easily. with different types of media. Another idea is a lot of agencies now are podcasting. If you have an audio file, you can add the audio file into the blog as well. So those are some ideas, but headline, intro text, video is a great way to start the content. And again, if not a video, an image. You'll also notice that we are internally linking to other pages on our website from the blog post. This is definitely a best practice. It's not something that's going to make or break your SEO. There's people out there that will say, oh, you absolutely have to do internal linking. It can, in some cases, help Google crawl your website easier and kind of discover and index the content quicker. Google will ultimately end up discovering the content anyway, especially if you have your website connected to Google Search Console. There's a way where you can actually manually request indexing of different pages and posts on your website. I'll cover that in another video. But it is good to find places within the content to link to other pages. So you can see that I have this quick little paragraph here, sentence here, that says, because our agency is an independent insurance agency, and I'm linking over to our about page on my dummy site. I'm then also coming back with a call to action that says, if you'd like a quote, fill out our quick quote form on our website to get started. So find ways to link to other posts where it makes sense, link to other pages where it makes sense. And then on those other pages, try to find opportunities to link internally to this blog post that you just created. So that's a best practice that can, again, it can help Google understand the structure of your site, but also if the viewer or visitor or reader is interested enough in the topic, it can help keep them on your website longer, because then they start clicking through to other pages, discovering other content. It's a good way to improve the dwell time on your website, and what we call more nerdy term is session duration, which is how long the actual visitor session is lasting. All right, so this was really a quick overview of how to properly structure your blog post. Remember, again, keywords throughout the content, proper heading structure, using video within the content, that's huge. Using images throughout the content, breaking up the content with the H2s, the H3s, the H4s, and then, of course, looking for opportunities within the content to internally link to other pages. So I hope you found this helpful. If you have questions, please feel free to drop a comment below. Make sure that you like and subscribe to the channel. We have some awesome content coming down the pipe, especially with podcast guests and some other awesome SEO content. So make sure that you're subscribed, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video. Take care.